Where to place your keywords for SEO. That's exactly what I'll be going over in this video. So this video is going to be short and sweet, and I'll be getting straight to the point on where to place your keywords for SEO, the most important parts, and everything you need to know about it. So let's get straight into it. So first of all, you want your keyword as a H1 title. Now if you use some WordPress, the H1 title will be the title of the actual post, and you can check that just by going on the actual post, highlighting the actual text, inspect, and you can see that's a H1 class here. What some themes do, they just increase the size of the text and not actually put it as a H1. You want it as a H1, so make sure it's a H1 text. Next up, you're going to want to make sure it's in the Google title. So I'm using Yoast for this. You can use Yoast, Rank Math, all in one. Doesn't really matter. They do the same thing pretty much. So as you can see, best weight gainer for teenager. It's in the Google title, right? Or you can call it SEO title. Here it is. And you also want it in the slug. And a slug is basically another word for the URL, right here. And you want it there. And these are the three strategic places to have your keyword in. This is what's going to have the most impact in terms of on-page SEO. Make sure you have it in the Google title. That's what will have the biggest impact. Make sure it's in the H1 and make sure it's in the actual slug or URL. You can also include it in the meta description. I don't think it matters that much because what ends up happening is Google just pulls their own metadata. So moving along, you also want it within the text. Some people say place it at the top, place it in the middle, and place it at the bottom. I don't think you need to do that. I think once in the text is enough. And if it just so happens to you mention it more times, that's fine. Just make sure it sounds natural. I've just got it once in here. Best weight gainer for teenagers. I like to include it within the first 100 words so Google knows exactly what this is about. You can also include it as a H2 title. And I believe I got it as hit in there. No, I haven't, but you can include it as a H2 title. So you can include it. So this is a H2 title, as you can see, and I can just write best weight gainer for teenagers. I won't write it because you get the point. Another thing you can do is simply internally link to other related posts. So simple weight gainer, super intense weight gainer, rapid metabolism weight gainer. And you can see these, and this will help rank your other posts as well, because these are all relevant, right? And we can get into siloing and content clusters, but I'm not. I'll go over that in another video. Just keeping it simple today. Also, people talk about keyword density. So how many times a keyword is mentioned within a post. Some people say there's a particular number that you hit, and the way you determine this number is to take the average of the top 10 results and include that average within your post. I've done this before. I've used tools like Surfer. I've carried out my own case studies on this. I have not seen a difference, so I don't pay attention to that. And it definitely can work, something like that. However, Google's constantly adapting and evolving, and tactics like that are going to become less and less relevant. So I'm not fussed about that. So those are the places where you want to include your keyword. So another thing you want to do is include multiple keywords, because most of your traffic isn't going to come from that one term that you're ranking for or that one keyword that you're going for. It's going to come from related terms. So it says best weight gainer for teenagers here. People are also typing in weight gainers that make you gain weight like crazy for teenagers, weight gainers for girl teenagers. This is what a lot of where the traffic's coming from to this post. So you want to rank for long tail variations. And one of the things that can help you is a tool like Phrase.io. If you want a full guide on it, I'll leave it in the link in the description below. But what it's going to do, it helps you optimize your post better for the search engines. So one of the best things you can go to is Topic Score. And this is going to help you. So what this does is it takes the top 10 results for the keyword you want to go for. So best weight gainer for teenager. It analyzes the top 10 or top 20 results. You can pick which ones. And it'll show you what you have in common and what you don't have in common. So I haven't bought healthy weight gain. so I should probably include that within the post. I've mentioned protein. I've only mentioned teen once. Maybe I should mention it more times. I don't pay attention to the number, to be honest. I just make sure I've got that keyword at least once in there. Grams of protein. I probably need to mention that in there. Muscle mass, body fat. So these are all relevant keywords that should be in this post, and I have optimized this post for this. So my topic score is higher than the average competitor, the average site trying to rank for this term, and I believe I show up third or second for this search term. So yeah, this does help. It's helped increase my rankings, and I'll show you right now. We'll go to the Google Search Console, and I've optimized different posts using phrase, and I did this about a month ago. I did a batch, and they have increased in rankings. So if we look at these keywords, last 28 days and the previous 28 days, so my traffic has actually increased. So best weight gainer for teenagers. So previously it was 73 clicks. The previous 28 days, and the last 28 days it's been 139 clicks. So it's been a decent amount more people who have clicked on my site via this page. Best weight gainer bars, that's another post that I optimized. So it went from 64 clicks to 95 clicks. So it definitely does work. So yeah, that's Phrase.io. Again, if you want a more in-depth tutorial on how to use it, this is just a very basic one, then I'll leave a link in the description below. And that's pretty much it for this video. Very basic and very simple to follow. I don't think on-page SEO has to be very complicated. A lot of people like to complicate it, and it can get complicated, but I don't think it needs to. If you're trying to build a niche site, monetized by display ads or affiliate products or even your own products, I think it's all about finding low competition keywords and then ranking them on Google, right? Actually creating content around it, around that keyword, and then just keep going, just scale that up, and over time it will rank if you pick the right keywords, if you pick those low competition keywords. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you're interested in more SEO types of stuff and more general types of stuff, I'll be publishing one video every week. So I'll see you next week.